What's going on, Stim Junkies? Hi, Stim Ace here, and I hope you guys are having an incredible week thus far. I just got back from the gym and I ran this brand new pre-workout that just dropped about a week ago. It was my second time running this product today, and I have a lot to say. The pre-workout that I will be reviewing today is Samurai X by Samurai Science Nutrition. Now, I know you guys heard the name Samurai Science Nutrition because about a year ago, I reviewed their Samurai Focus pre-workout, or I think it was called Warrior Focus. I'm mixing it up. But either way, that was a very, very unique experience. It was unlike anything I've ever had in the past because it combined a bunch of nootropics that we are used to, and it combined it with a bunch of natural, holistic types of ingredients, a bunch of natural extracts, some black ginger extract, and a whole bunch of other stuff, which incidentally, this one uses the same approach for. So this is a mix of your typical nootropics such as L-Tyrosine, alpha-GBC, and it's got a nice little stim package, but it also combines a bunch of natural herbs and some that are actually ancient and have been used in ancient China and a bunch of different parts of the country for many, many years. So this is definitely a unique experience. It's something very different than anything I've reviewed here. So let's not waste any more time. Let's roll that freaking intro. And when we come back, we are going to review Samurai X by Samurai Science Nutrition. All right, guys, so we got the Samurai X tub over here by Samurai Science Nutrition. We have the Samurai here, and he looks focused, determined, dialed in on the mission at hand. He took a little bit of that blood orange, and he is ready for war. This is a nice, simplistic-looking tub. I do enjoy the simplicity. Kind of reminds me of these underground pre-workouts you would get from your local underground shops. Nothing too fancy, no 3D holographic effects, no ghouls, no skeletons or anything like that coming up in 3D, but I really, really like it. Now, the label on here may seem small, but that is only half of the label. We're going to reveal the entire label once we get to that effect section. Overall, very nice aesthetic. I really like it. It's simplistic, it's badass, and it definitely fits the Samurai Science Nutrition theme. All right, guys, so like I said, I just got back from the gym. I ran this one twice, and I gotta say that this is a very, very unique and a very uplifting type of experience. And we're gonna break everything down. We're gonna go over this label in detail because this is a very different label than anything else that I've seen thus far. Very reminiscent to that product that they had about a year ago, that Warrior Focus, but also very, very different. That one, to me, from what I remember, and it has been a while, so I don't really remember 100%, but from what I recall, that one was a very good nootropic feeling type of product, had a very good mood elevation, but it wasn't like a complete pre-workout type of package. This one here is definitely the complete package. You're getting pumps, you're getting focus, you're getting mood elevation, you're getting energy, everything. So we're going to break down the label in a moment, but first we're going to talk about the flavor. Now, the flavor that I have here is blood orange, and I think it's the only flavor that it comes in. I could be wrong, but I think that is the only flavor available at the moment. It's a solid flavor. It's not amazing. It's not freaking delicious like some of these other mainstream brands, but it's far from nasty. Easy 7 out of 10 on the flavor scale. Tastes really good, goes down easily. Maybe a minimal chemical taste, but nothing unbearable. Definitely a solid flavor. I give it my seal of approval. So looking at the supplement facts here, serving size is 2 scoops, and you're getting 24.5 grams in here, and the 2 scoops do come in a little bit heavy. You're getting about 13 and a half grams per scoop, bringing it up to like 26 and a half, 27 grams, which isn't a crazy amount. It's not like you're overdoing it, but if you guys do want to get the full 20 servings, which do come included in here per 2 scoops, you're going to want to weigh it out, make sure you get the exact dosages. So get yourself a digital kitchen scale, like I always say, and make sure you weigh it out on the digital. Now, with that being said, we're going to begin, and we have a couple of categories in here. This is going to take a little bit longer than my usual label breakdown because there's a lot of stuff in here, and I want to make sure to break everything down accurately. We start off with the vitamins and support section. We begin with sodium from pink Himalayan salt at 250 milligrams, vitamin B6 at 1.7 milligrams, and then vitamin B12 at 2.4 micrograms. Then we continue with the blood flow matrix for the pumps, and you guys know that we love the pumps. The previous pre-workout they released did not have any pump components as far as I remember. This one here has a massive comprehensive pump package. And the pump package does begin with L-Citrulline coming in at 9,000 milligrams, so 9 grams of pure L-Citrulline, which I kind of like. It's a different number. It's an odd number. Usually in this day and age, you see 6, 8, or 10, so 9 is somewhere in between, but more than enough to get pumped in the gym. I'm going to show you a picture of the pump a little bit later. I was pumped and swole on this one, boys. You're definitely not going to regret it. beta-alanine 3,200 milligrams at the clinical dose for the tingles, betaine anhydrous 5,000 milligrams, 5 grams of the strength-inducing betaine anhydrous, great ingredient, and I love that 5-gram dose in here. You're getting agmatine sulfate at 1,000 milligrams for additional pumps, Vasodrive AP at the clinical 508 milligrams for additional pumps, some nitrate action in there. Next up, we have black ginger extract, which is going to provide a natural source of antioxidants. It's going to help with endurance. It's going to help with blood flow. So further working with all those other ingredients to really give you a crazy pump in the gym. And up next, we have the Zanshin Sakai Drive Blend. Now, this here is the Stim package. I'm not sure what the Zanshin Sakai exactly is. I'm assuming it has something to do with energy, because I definitely felt energized on this one, but it's a different type of energy than you would expect. You guys got to stay tuned to the effect section to find everything out. Right off the bat, we begin with a massive 600 milligram dose of theobromine, which is kind of like a smoother version of caffeine. It is derived from chocolate, from cocoa to be exact, and it's kind of like a smoother feeling caffeine, but 600 milligrams is crazy. A lot of companies are going to put in 100, 150, 200. You do have companies like Apollo Nutrition that put in like 500, but 600 is crazy, man. That's a crazy big dose, and you definitely feel it. It definitely comes through. We have Eria Jarensis extract at 350 milligrams for that floaty head high. Beautiful, beautiful dose. I love me some Eria at 350. Catuaba Bark extract comes in next at 350 milligrams, and this is one of those ingredients, like I mentioned earlier, one of those naturally derived herbal types of ingredients, and I do like the fact that they utilize those types of ingredients as well as the ones that we're used to, like your typical nootropics and whatnot. But this one here is going to provide energy, stamina, and actually even help with libido. This is in a lot of libido supplements. Fun little fact, guys. Do with that information what you will. We have English ivy extract coming in next at 300 milligrams, another really unique and interesting ingredient. It provides anti-inflammatory benefits as well as respiratory benefits, so it's going to help with the breathing a little bit. So interesting. It's an interesting addition. It's something different that I've never seen before, so it's definitely a unique take on a formula here. We have caffeine anhydrous 200 milligrams, which is a beautiful, beautiful dose. Lower dose of caffeine, not to overwhelm you, not to get you too jittery and stimmed up, especially with the entire package that we have so far. This is coming along really, really nicely. We have paroxetine coming in at 100 milligrams, and this is an ingredient that I was just introduced to not that long ago when I reviewed the Core Nutritionals Transformers pre-workout. That one had paroxetine instead of caffeine, and that one hit very, very nicely. So this is an alternative source of caffeine, and this is one that people are kind of experimenting with right now. Different companies are putting it in. 100 milligrams is not such a crazy dose, but you're already getting the theobromine, the Eria, and you're getting the anhydrous at 200 milligrams. So this is just an additional source of stimulation. And speaking of additional sources of stimulation, you got the caffeine citrate at 100 milligrams, the fast-acting caffeine. It yields 50 milligrams out of that 100, so total 250 milligrams of caffeine, which is great. I mean, that's incredible. You're kind of taking a backseat on the caffeine. You're reeling it back a little bit. You're letting the other stimulants and nootropics shine, which again is why I'm saying that this formula, this label is completely different than anything else that I've seen thus far. It's very, very intriguing. We have Halostation HCl coming in at 50 milligrams. That's going to add a nice stimulatory kind of effect, a little bit of a speedy effect to really get you dialed in and get you going at a faster rate. 50 milligrams is not a crazy amount, but it's definitely going to get the job done. Then we have pregnenolone, which I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That is going to help with mood. It's going to de-stress you a little bit. It's going to help with cognitive function. So it's a nice little nootropic type of ingredient, but it's also going to de-stress you and just put you in a very positive state of mind. And if there's one theme from this pre-workout that comes across on everything, it's the positive mood. And we're going to get into that. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in the effect section. We're almost there, guys. I know that this label is dragging, but this is one of those stacked science book labels. However, this one definitely works. We finally come to our last category here, which is the Mushin Fudoshin Matrix. And this is essentially the nootropics package, at least the nootropics that we are familiar with. So we start off with L-Tyrosine at 2,000 milligrams, which is a beautiful dose. Anything from 1 gram to 4 grams is my sweet spot, 2 grams being right in the middle, really going to help with that nootropic focus, really going to dial you in. So I really like that a lot. Alpha GBC at 600 milligrams, 50% yield. That's a solid dose, the clinical dose essentially. We have Lion's Mane at 500 milligrams, which is a solid dose. It's not too crazy, but it's going to synergize really well with all the other nootropics we have in here. We have Huperzine A at 20 micrograms for additional focus. And lastly, the absorption blend, we have BioPerine at 10 milligrams to bring this entire package together. Before Stim breaks down my experience running Samurai X 2 times over the past week, don't forget to like this video. Comment below, share the channel with a fellow Stim junkie or a pre-workout enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, guys, so I feel like I took a while dissecting that label, and it's funny because the last couple of pre-workouts that I've been reviewing all have had shorter labels, essentially stim blends and whatnot, and I've gone through those labels very quickly. This one actually, well, first of all, it's a longer label, and secondly, I actually wanted to spend a little time breaking down each component individually because this is a very intellectually concocted label, and I know that a lot of times I kind of goof off about the stacked science book labels. It's kind of a gimmick that I have, but you guys know that if a label comes together, it doesn't matter if it has 7 ingredients, 17 ingredients, or 27 ingredients, right? As long as it's made properly, it's manufactured the right way, and everything synergizes and works well together, then we are in for a good time. Now, I can tell you right off the bat that both times I took the drink, it hit identical. Within 5 minutes, you start feeling a nice floaty head high, but it's not the type of floaty head high that you get from like a DMHA pre-workout or one of those basement bunker underground formulas. This feels clean. It feels healthy. It feels productive, but there is a buzz that comes with it that feels unlike anything that I've reviewed before. Obviously, the only pre-workout I could compare this to would be the Warrior Focus, which also was released by Samurai Science Nutrition. And unfortunately, the tubs have been sold out for quite a while. I think on the website, they still have the sample packets available. I think you get like 6 of them or something, but I haven't checked, so I'm not 100% sure. This here, despite being a big label, nothing here is overdosed, nothing here is underdosed. You can make the argument that maybe the theobromine at 600 milligrams is a large dose, but it doesn't do anything negative. It actually works in synergy with everything in here. It's almost like you can feel each component come through individually. You can feel all those nootropics doing their thing. You're locked in, you're dialed in on the mission, you're focused, you're determined, you're motivated, you're energized, and you're just feeling really freaking incredible. You can feel the buzz coming in from the Eria Jarensis, that floaty head high that we're familiar with. It's not too overwhelming. It's not too over the top. There's no negatives here. There's no kind of crash that comes with it. Quite the opposite. Once you're done training on this one, you're going to have this crazy productive nootropic focus that lasts for the entire day. And that's why when I reviewed the original pre-workout, I actually mentioned that I liked running it at half a scoop as a nootropic because the package was very, very similar to the package that we have here. Not quite the same, but it was similar. And I feel like they took that pre-workout, that Warrior Focus, and they just kind of built upon it. Whereas that one was a Stim and Focus blend. This one here adds a crazy pump package and really turns it into a fully fledged pre-workout, but one that is super unique. It's a smooth experience, but also a productive one. You don't feel like you're hopped up. You don't feel like you're cracked out. There's no alpha-yo in here, no yohimbine. Nothing that's going to have you sweating or running for the races or anxiety. None of that stuff, guys. Super, super clean and positive experience. You're going to feel it in 5 to 10 minutes. The good mood comes in very quickly on this one. The caffeine citrate, you're only getting a 50 milligram yield. You're getting 200 milligrams of the anhydrous. The paroxetine at 100 milligrams kind of helps smoothen it out, but also provide its own kind of feeling, which I'm really starting to enjoy. And I kind of want to start looking for other pre-workouts that have that ingredient because it's something that I really feel like might replace caffeine at some point, or at least there's going to be more pre-workouts that utilize that ingredient. So it's very, very interesting. But the nootropic feeling you get on here, the mix of all these natural ingredients that kind of reduce stress, they lower your cortisol level. It just works in such a synergistic way. You just feel very stress-free on this pre-workout. So even today, I had a long day at work, had to do a lot of paperwork, had to deal with a lot of stuff. But as soon as I went to the gym, I took the drink, I got there, every worry that I had, every bit of stress just completely dissipated, completely faded. I did not think about anything other than the music I was listening to and the training session. Great energy, not too over the top, no elevated heart rate. It's just right. It's just perfect. This is something I could see myself realistically running like 3-4 days a week. I wouldn't call this a high stim junkie pre-workout, but it's kind of like in that medium stim category. I'm going to tell you, spoiler alert right now, guys, when I do compile my top lists for 2025, I usually do daily drivers, medium stim, and high stim pre-workouts. This one will definitely be on the top 3 or top 5 when it comes to the medium stim pre-workouts because this is unique. It's different. and everything just works perfectly. You feel like the manufacturers put a lot of thought into the label and into the experience. Labels are just labels in the end of the day. You can look at this label and make of it what you will, but the fact is that everything on here translates over to the real world. It translates over to the workout. You're getting that nootropic focus. You're getting the good, positive mood elevation, not over the top euphoric, not cracked out happy, no drugged up type of feeling. This feels clean. It feels healthy. It feels productive, but it's good. It almost feels like a high stim pre-workout without any of the drama, if that makes sense. So for people that do not like the crazy over-the-top DMHA experience, or maybe you're not fans of Alpha-O, but you like the nootropics, but you want something a little bit stronger, a little bit different, you're kind of teetering between the Eria-based pre-workouts and the DMHA-based pre-workouts, but you don't want to go to that next crazy level, this here is a perfect option. It's unlike anything I've ever had in my life, and I'm going to tell you right now that this one is definitely staying in my personal rotation. Now, no fully loaded pre-workout would be complete without a crazy pump package, and the pumps on here definitely deliver. Only took one picture today, did not get any footage in the gym of me actually training. It was pretty packed out, but I could tell you right now that the pump on here was crazy. 9 grams of citrulline, you got the agmatine, you got a couple of other blood flow ingredients, and I was just pumped up and feeling juicy and feeling good. And the fact that you had 9 grams of citrulline in there also helps with the blood flow. So it kind of smoothens out the entire experience. So it's very, very hard to describe because this pre-workout is hard hitting in a mental sense where you just feel this crazy nootropic overload, but just right. And you're also getting the smooth, clean energy that just lasts for 2.5 hours. It slowly fades away without a crash, without a negative side effect, no stimmy willy, no anxiety, no shortness of breath, nothing. This thing is incredible. This is magic. It's unlike anything I've ever had in the past, and I really don't think I could put into words just how much I actually enjoy this experience. Just positive, positive, positive vibes all around. A good pre-workout, a unique experience, and unlike anything else that is currently available on the market. So if this sounds like something unique and interesting and you guys want to pick up the Samurai X pre-workout, then you can head over to the official website. I'm going to link it down below. I did have a discount code last year. I don't remember what it was. I'm going to have to dig through the archives and see what that code was, and I'm going to have to set it up here for you guys. So hopefully I get that code by the time this video goes live. I think you're really going to enjoy this pre-workout, and the first 100 orders are actually going to get this product for $40, which is an absolute freaking steal. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and thank you, Samurai Science Nutrition, for sending this one my way for review. I greatly appreciate it, and like I said earlier, this one here will definitely be staying in my personal stash, and I'm definitely going to run it again really soon because I really, really enjoyed this pre-workout. Ran it twice, the experience was consistent, and it's something that I really, really enjoyed and will continue using on a personal level. If you guys enjoyed this review and found it beneficial, don't forget to like the video. It greatly helps the algorithm. Comment down below. Let me know if this sounds like something interesting. Let me know what you think of the label. Did you try the Warrior Focus that they released last year? Let me know, guys. I love hearing from you. I always interact with everybody. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are dropping reviews for the hottest products of 2025. Click the little bell notification to get all of Stim Ace's notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Stim Ace, and I will see you all next time for the next Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. Stim Ace, signing off.